Rain hammered the streets of Chicago as Ethan pulled his old taxi outside a closed grocery store. It was nearly midnight. His back ached, his eyes burned from exhaustion, and his phone kept buzzing with unpaid bill reminders. "Just 2 more rides," he whispered. "Then I'm done." Ethan had been driving taxis for almost 12 hours straight. Since his wife passed away 2 years ago, life had become a constant struggle. Rent was late again. His car needed repairs. As he rubbed his tired face, he noticed someone standing beneath a flickering streetlight. An older woman. Thin coat, soaked shoes, shivering in the rain. Most cars drove past her without slowing down. Ethan sighed softly. He almost drove away too. But something about her eyes stopped him. He rolled down the window. "Ma'am? Do you need a ride?" The woman hesitated before stepping closer. "I don't have any money," she said quietly. Ethan looked at the empty street for a moment, then unlocked the door. "Get in anyway." The woman climbed into the back seat carefully, holding a small, worn-out bag against her chest. "Where to?" Ethan asked. "Just a few miles north," she replied. As they drove through the rain-soaked city, silence filled the cab. After a few minutes, the woman spoke again. "You look tired." Ethan laughed weakly. "That obvious?" "You carry sadness," she said gently. Her words caught him off guard. Most passengers ignored him completely, but somehow this stranger noticed everything in seconds. "Life's been rough lately," Ethan admitted. The woman nodded slowly. "Sometimes kindness shows up when we need it most." When they finally arrived at a small shelter building, the meter showed almost $20. The woman stared at it, apologetically. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Ethan reached forward and turned the meter off. "Don't worry about it." Her eyes widened. "No one does things for free anymore." "Well," Ethan said with a tired grin, "guess tonight someone did." The woman opened the taxi door, then suddenly paused. She looked back at him carefully. "What's your name?" "Ethan." She smiled softly. "Thank you, Ethan. One act of kindness can change a life." Then she disappeared into the shelter. The next morning, Ethan was awakened by loud knocking on his apartment door. Confused, he opened it to find 2 men in dark suits standing outside. "Are you Ethan Carter?" one asked. Ethan froze. "Yes. We'd like you to come with us." 30 minutes later, Ethan sat nervously inside a luxurious office overlooking downtown Chicago. Then the office doors opened, and Ethan nearly stopped breathing. The homeless woman from last night walked into the room. Except now, she wore an elegant black coat. Diamond earrings sparkled beneath the lights. Ethan stared in shock. I don't understand." The woman smiled warmly. "My name is Margaret Hale," she said. "I own this company." Ethan's jaw dropped. Margaret explained that every year she secretly walked the city streets alone for one night. She wanted to see how people treated someone they believed had nothing. "Most ignored me," she said quietly. "Some insulted me." Then she looked directly into Ethan's eyes. "But you helped me without expecting anything in return." Margaret slid a folder across the desk. Inside was a job offer, a full-time transportation manager position, triple his current income, a company vehicle, and enough money to pay off his debts. Ethan's hands shook as he stared at the papers. "Why would you do this for me?" he asked. Margaret smiled. "Because good people deserve a chance too." Tears filled Ethan's eyes for the first time in years. That single free taxi ride, the one he almost refused, had changed his entire life forever. Before Ethan left, Margaret said one final thing. "The world becomes colder every day, Ethan. Never lose the kindness that made you stop that car." Years later, Ethan would still remember that rainy night. Not because it made him rich, but because it reminded him that even the smallest act of kindness can return in ways we never expect. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe for more emotional stories like Thithis.